welcome back to my channel. My name is JaKayla if you're new, and in today's video I'm going to be filming a story time. So before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to see my face again. Alright, so I'm really nervous. I don't know why. I haven't filmed a video in a good little minute, but yeah, we're just gonna film a story time, and then my next video I know is gonna be me doing my knotless bohemian braids for this cruise I'm going on in like 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's just get started. So this story started back in 2019. So 2019, I had just moved here to Georgia. I'm from Michigan, so from Michigan to Georgia, I moved here, and I was working at Saks off 5th in Woodstock. That's where I met my husband, and I was working there for a good little minute, and I'm used to having 2 jobs, and that job was full-time, but it was like one of those full-times where it's like 30 hours is considered full-time, which is like not full-time at all. So I had picked up another job working out the outlet, working at Zoomies as like an assistant manager, but it was like assistant manager to the point where, but it wasn't like the official assistant manager. Like there was store manager, assistant manager, and then assistant manager 2, I guess, which was me. And I think I was only working there like 2 days a week, so I was probably only getting like 10, maybe 15-ish hours out of them. But that was okay with me because I already had another quote-unquote full-time job. And when I worked at Zoomies, it was predominantly white people, you know, and that's okay. I don't know. I never been to a Zoomies, so I didn't know what a Zoomies was. I just saw that they was hiring for assistant manager. And let's say at Saks I was making $12 an hour, and I was just like a regular associate. And there, I want to say it was like $12.50. Okay, you know, in my head, hey, like, you know, moving on up, working less hours, so like it'll make up the difference, like whatever. Yeah, so I applied for the job, I got the job. I'm not really good at my memory, so I'm telling y'all from what I literally remember, and my memory is like so, I don't know. But when I got the job, I was like training for a little period of time, and like, I don't want to get cut to it, but pretty much I was still training. I was working a shift with the store, like the assistant manager, and he was a guy who was mad cool. He was like mad cool, and it had picked up. It had got a little busy, but it was only like me and him on the clock. And I don't know why it was so busy, but like some kids had walked in, and they were probably like 15, 16, 17 at most. Like nobody had to be 18, and they were black. And he was just like, oh, like, you know, make sure you greet everybody or whatnot. And like it was already stuff that I already knew because I had worked in retail for a good period of time. Like Zoomies is like a skateboarder store, but like they sell shoes, but the shoes is literally all the way at the top of the building. Like I don't even know how we supposed to get the shoes down. Like I'm scared of heights, so I never got the shoes down for real. But and they sold like clothes or whatever, so it kind of reminded me of Foot Locker, but like with less shoes and more clothes, you know what I mean? Because Foot Locker got clothes too, and I used to work at Foot Locker. But anyways, I had greeted them, and I was just like, hey, how y'all doing? It was like, hey, like, what's up or whatever. And I think one of the girls was like, oh, like, I like your hair, because at the time I had like a really short pixie cut, and you know, I was looking good or whatever. That's back when I used to wear contacts. Ugh. I don't know why I used to wear contacts all the time, but I was wearing contacts, and I used to wear eyelashes with wing eyeliner. That was my thing. That was my jam. You can tell me I wasn't cute. But I think she had commented like something about my hair or my makeup or something like that. And I said, like, you know, thank you or whatever. Like, let me know if y'all need anything. Like, my name is Kayla. I don't know why, but when I'm at work, I go by Kayla. But like, my name is JaKayla, and nobody in real life calls me Kayla, but I feel like I say my name weird, which is so weird to say. But yeah, I always just say, call me Kayla. Anywho, the kids ended up shopping around, and I ended up helping somebody who was like buying a skateboard, but like I didn't really know what I was doing, but I knew like they needed a skateboard, they needed wheels, and I was like trying to assist them with like building their board or whatnot. And I guess the kids, like the little black kids, I don't want to say it like that, but like, you know, the group of kids who came in who happened to be black, they left out or whatever. And so like we're closing up the night, and it was like a mess of clothes like everywhere. Like I don't know what had happened, like when did this happen, but there was like a mess of clothes like over where like the clearance clothes were, and like the graphic tees, they were like little around like a rolling rack or whatnot. And it was just like so many clothes like on the floor, and I was so confused. But like, you know, we were cleaning up or whatnot, because back then, or you know, I still wasn't able to like close the register. Like I would help with closing the register, but like it wasn't like me who was starting in the bag, you know what I mean? Like I was still like helping and being like, okay, you know, this is how much it is or whatnot. So we were helping closing up, and like after we got done cleaning up all the clothes or whatnot, we left. And I think I worked at Saks the next day, and then the day after that I came back to Zoomies. And so when I came back to Zoomies, my manager, I wish I knew what her name was, and nobody needs a name in this, but my manager, she was like, everybody who worked in this mall or worked in that store had to be like under 25, and she was probably like 20, 25, 26, and at the time I think I was 22. I'm pretty sure I was 22. And she was like, hey JaKayla, because like it was outlet mall, so it was like the store, and then we had like seating area outside, and then like trees and stuff like that, and then like the other stores. And so she was sitting down like on a bench, and like I was walking in, and I am always like, I'm known for just being late. Like I know it's so bad, and I'm working on it, God help me, but like I'm doing like a lot better. But clearly I was running late. But not by a lot. It had to be like 5 or so minutes, because parking in that parking lot was mayhem. And so she had saw me, and she was just like, hey JaKayla, and I was just like, hey, and she was just like, do you mind like chatting with me for a second? And I was just like, yeah, that's fine, you know, let me clock in, because I'm not about to just talk to you off the clock. Like we not friends like that. Like if I'm gonna talk to you, I'm gonna get paid. She was just like, oh no, like it'll be real quick, like, you know, you have some time. I'm like, no, I don't, because I'm already late, but okay. I was really irritated by that. That really threw me off, because I was literally at the door, and she was just like, oh no, like let's sit down and talk. And I was like, okay. And when she sat me down, she was just like, so like, how you feeling? And I was like, oh, like I'm feeling good. And she was just like, is this job, like, do you feel like it's too much for you? And I was just like, no, like, because I had a job before when I worked at Vacay, and I was at MIT. I was manager in training. So there was the manager, the assistant manager, and the MIT. And so I was training to have my own store. So I knew what it was to like run a store, you know what I mean? So I was very familiar with it. And this job was like, it was nothing. Like it was so chill. Like to me, it was really chill. But I feel like retail in general, for the most part, is chill. Like there'd be crazy people, but like it's a pretty chill thing or whatever. But I was just like, yeah, like I feel like it's fine. Like it's pretty chill. Like, you know, it's not too crazy or whatnot. I was like, I'm still like trying to learn like how to count the bag. Not count the bag. There was something about the security bag that was like a little weird that I was like telling her I was still like trying to learn how to do or whatever. And she was just like, oh no, like totally understandable. And she was just like, so do you want to tell me about like what happened the other night? And I was just like the last time I worked. And she was just like, yeah. And I was like, it was kind of busy. I really don't remember much from that. Like I can't remember my dreams, so I can't tell you what happened last night. Like nobody can remember their dream, but I dang for sure can I tell you what happened the other day. Like it's hard. Like I'm telling y'all this, but it's only because it's so memorable, because this is just so messed up. But yeah, and I was like, no, like there's nothing significant about that night that I can really tell you. I was just like, you know, it was a little busy, but you know, we closed up and I went home. She was just like, nothing crazy happened. And I was just like, no, not that I can recall. I was like, did something happen? Like maybe it happened before I came into work, you know what I mean? 'Cause when I worked at that job, I always closed. I never opened. And I was like, did something happen in the morning that day? She's just like, no. So I saw back the cameras, and it looks like you were helping out a group of kids, and you know, they stole like probably about $1,000 worth of merchandise. And I was like, $1,000? Come on. Was it $1,000? Like, they had expensive stuff in there, but not really. Like, they didn't take a skateboard, and that was probably like only like $200 at most. And I was just like, because they couldn't take shoes. Like I said, the shoes are all the way at the top. Like, you would literally need a ladder to get to the shoes. So it was just like t-shirts and stuff like that, which I guess the jackets was probably like $50 or something. Like, this stuff is more like, not cheap, but like more expensive. But I was like, $1,000 worth of stuff. I was like, did that happen before I got on the clock? I don't remember seeing anybody steal anything. She's just like, oh, well, you know, you were helping them, and it looks like you kind of let them. I was like, what? I was like, no, I'm not familiar with helping somebody steal something. She was like, no, it looks like you were speaking to one of the girls, and then like after you got done speaking with her, she took a shirt, and like, you know, a group of her friends, like they took a lot of t-shirts and jackets or whatnot, and I was just like I literally had no idea. And she was like, yeah, it looks like you really weren't watching them. I was like, well, did you also see that I was helping somebody buy a board last night? So maybe that's when it happens, because like all of the board stuff is in the back of the store. And she was just like, I mean, yeah, but you know, when you're helping out customers, multiple customers, you know, your first interaction with them, that means that that's your sale. Because technically we could get a sale or whatnot, like get commission, but I don't think it was really commission, because I don't remember any, like, you can get like the most sales that day, but I don't remember anybody being like, oh, my commission check. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like that how it was at Foot Locker. At Foot Locker, it was like, yes, you need to get that commission. But here, I feel like it wasn't emphasized. So what she was pretty much saying is, because I had spoke to them first, that they were my customers. And so even though I started another interaction with somebody else, I was supposed to keep my eye on both of them or whatnot, like both customers or whatever. And I was just like, I don't think I saw them do anything. I was like, are you sure that they stole anything? And she was just like, well, you know, there was a huge mess. Do you remember cleaning that up last night? And I'm like, no. Okay, chick. Like, you know, like, you saw me putting the clothes and putting the clothes back up last night. Like, if you watch the whole camera, then you watch my whole shift. You know what I mean? And so I was just like, yeah, like, I do remember there being a mess, but I didn't see anybody take anything, and I didn't know anybody was taking anything, you know what I mean? And I was just like, I'm so sorry, like, I'll definitely be more observant next time, like, I didn't see any of that. And she was just like, no, completely understandable, but I do think, you know, I think we are gonna part ways. I don't think this is gonna be a good fit. And, you know, thank you so much for your time, but like, we're just gonna have to let you go. And I was just like taken back. I was completely taken back, because not only are you letting me, like, you're firing me, but you think that I helped somebody steal. Girl, where are my bands at then? Where's my Thrasher t-shirt? I don't wear this stuff. Like, why would I help somebody steal these? Like to me, I feel like that store was like for teenagers. Like, I'm not a teenager, so why would I want anything here personally? Like, why would I? Like, if I wanted any of the shoes there, I would go somewhere else to buy those specific shoes. I would not go to Zumiez for these shoes, like, ever. And she was just like, yeah, we're going to, like, you know, we're just gonna part ways. And I was just like, are you serious right now? She was just like, yeah, like kudos to her, because she was very calm. I'm pissed at this point. I'm pissed. And she's very calm. She's just like, yeah, I just don't think it's a good fit, you know. Like, that was a lot of merchandise. Like, we really took a hit from that because you weren't being observant. I said, so are you having the same conversation with, you know, the assistant manager, like the official assistant manager who was on duty? And she was just like, well, you know, he had his clients, and those group of kids were yours. And I was just like, okay. Mind you, this man had already been working there. They was like talking about him getting his own store. So like, of course, like, they're gonna look at the new girl as the new black girl at that, because that was the only black person that worked there. The new black girl as like the culprit of making these people steal, because I was probably only working there for like 2 months, if that. But yeah, she let me go. I told her that I really didn't see anybody doing that, and I was just like, I'm so sorry that you think that. And I was just like, is there anything that I could do? Because I don't think I should lose my job over this situation. And she was just like, well, we kind of already made that paperwork, like, it's already filed, you're no longer in the system, blah blah. I don't even work today. I remember her saying this. She was just like, I actually don't even work today. I just came in because I wanted to be the one that had this conversation with you. Like, you're no longer in the system, you know, thank you so much, but, you know, it's a no for us, pretty much. And I was just like, okay, like, all right. And I walked off, and I went into Saks, and at the time, I think Shaq, my husband, he was just my friend at that time. So I walked in, and he was working, and I told him what happened. And I wasn't crying or nothing, because I am a very emotional person. But I was just laughing because homegirl really thought that I helped them steal. And I'm like, girl, don't nobody want nothing out of here. Like, clearly those kids did, but I personally don't want nothing out of here. I told him about it. We laughed at it. And then I just went home. And I don't know if I ever told my parents, actually. I don't know. I don't even know if they knew I was working there, honestly. I just knew they knew I was at work. But yeah, that's the story time. Hopefully it's not too long. Yeah, I'm not really a story time teller, but I do hair. So if you want to see me do some hair, subscribe. And again, I'm gonna be filming, I think I might film like a hair journey video. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what my vibe is here on YouTube. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, be sure to like this video, leave a comment down below. Have you ever been fired for being black? Like, literally, that's what it was. Like, I was fired because I'm black. Because there's no other reason why I should have been fired. Like, for real. Like, even if, like, that situation happened, like, have a conversation with me first, telling me to be more vigilant, being more observant, and then kind of moving on from there. Because I feel like as a black person, I know, like, when you walk into a store, everybody got their freaking eyes on you. So I know, like, if I see black people, like, if I see black people in the store, like, I see them, acknowledge them, and I know, like, I say what's up, and that's it. Like, I'm not about to, like, walk around you. Like, if you need help with something, I'm gonna help you, but I'm gonna treat you like I treat these white people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a race thing for real, for me. But clearly, she was just like, you should have had your eye on them. And I'm like, I don't see why. Just like I don't have my eyes on these group of white kids, you know what I mean? Why I gotta have my eyes on them? Like, clearly I should have. But yeah. All right, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching it, and I'll see you in my next one.